Yo, 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 yo. How is everyone doing? This is the BeatStars Academy show. It is Wednesday, July the 15th, and it is 3 p.m. EST. My name is Lee, aka Levi Beats, and this is the BeatStars Academy show. So, this is where we go over some cool features on the BeatStars platform. It's basically like an onboarding process. And yeah, we're going to go through some cool stuff today. As you can see on the screen there, it's got ProPage features. So I'm going to show you a really cool feature on the ProPage today. But firstly, I want to talk about the BeatStars Summit, which is coming up on the 5th and 7th of August. Welcome everyone. Good to see some familiar faces in here. What's up, Buffo? How you doing, buddy? Who else we got in here at the moment? The usual suspects by the looks of things. So yeah, so today's kind of I'm going to go over a ProPage feature today, which is a really cool feature. I'm really excited to show you guys this one because I really feel that you're gonna really benefit from this feature I'm about to show you today. So good stuff. What's up in Ascension? An entanglement with August Lowell. 5th to the 7th of August, so for the BeatStars Summit. So I'm going to show you that quickly. I'm going to show you how you can RSVP yourself and join in on the action. There's going to be some really cool guests, some really good stuff going on. So someone's asking what entanglement means. Please explain that to them, Buffo. So yes, so I'm going to take you through I'm going to take you through quickly how to set up and apply for an RSVP, I should say, for the BeatStars Summit. So let's get to that. Let me just share my screen. Hopefully you guys can see that. So basically, this is your main dashboard when you sign in. So there's two places where you can get to this BeatStars Summit and RSVP. So you can do it from the main dashboard on BeatStars. This is how I'm going to do it, but this will basically take you to the BeatStars.world page or website, and that will basically you can do it from there too. So I'll show you directly from here. So I'm going to have to reshare a different part of my screen. I'm going to be going through some different screens to kind of do this. So there we go. You guys should see that now. So once you click that link, that's basically where it will take you. So from here, basically what you do, you can watch the video. As you can see, it says August the 5th to the 7th. So that's a 3-day event. And you can watch the video. I would suggest watching that video. It's actually really cool. It gives you a bit of an idea what it's all about. And then you can click this button here and you can RSVP yourself. Pretty straightforward. Did the screen freeze? I should be okay. Cool. So this is where you can RSVP yourself for the BeatStars Summit. In fact, let me just go back and change something for a second. There we go. Yes, so let's go back to that. So you put in your email address. I've already done this, but I'm just going to quickly go through it again, just to show you guys how pretty straightforward it is. Here we go, press enter. Ask your first name. Just going to put, this isn't my last name by the way, I'm just putting any old random name in there. And then it will ask you what would you primarily describe yourself as. Artist, songwriter, producer, sound designer, or engineer. I'm going to click that one. Do you have a BeatStars account? Yes. And then it's asking you, would you mind telling us how you heard about the BeatStars Summit? So if you can just click on one of those. I'm going to say other for this one. Click on that. Oh, there we go. And then submit. I'm not going to actually submit because I've already done this and I don't want to put another one in there. If you can make it to all the sessions the last summit. Yeah, exactly, Cloud9. This is a really cool thing. So make sure you guys definitely sign up for this. As you can see, the process is really easy. So Cool. So that's how you sign up to that. So you can get to this on the BeatStars World website from here. I'll just take you to it so you can see that. Or you can access it from the main platform, and that will basically just direct you to this page. So you would just click on learn more. There you go. Easy as that. Boom. So let me go back to where I was before. So let me share my screen. This is the only thing we've taken you through different. It's going to go through different screens. So hopefully you should be able to see that one now. There we go. Right. So today we're going to talk about the ProPage. If I get some time at the end, I'm going to review a couple of ProPages if I can. Let me just get that up actually, just to make sure. We just come from the BeatStars check-in, so just getting everything together. I hope everyone's doing really well, by the way. I certainly am. It's been some busy times lately. Yeah, so let's go briefly over the dashboard quickly. Just for any new people that are coming in and not familiar with BeatStars. What's up, M7K? Welcome back. This is your dashboard area. So this is kind of where your main kind of hub center is basically. And you can get to all sorts of different parts of your account and the BeatStars platform from this section, this dashboard. You can also see some general overview stats. We're going to not spend too much time on this today because the feature I'm going to show you is probably going to take up a little bit of time. So for anyone that's not familiar with the distribution, this is where you can access it from here, from the main platform. So that's something that we released last week, so it's really cool. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, so let me explain to you what we're going to do. So basically, people have been asking for a long time about being able to set up kind of playlists or track lists on a ProPage, so you can have access to certain, tracks. Like you can group certain tracks together. Like if you want to create a hip hop playlist, this is now possible. You can now do this and have that showing up on your ProPage. So let me just create one first and then show you where on the ProPage it actually shows up and how you get it to show up, and also a couple of other cool features that you can do with that, and we can get to that in a second when I get to that point. So what you're going to do is you're going to be creating a track list. So to get to your track list, you go to My Media, Track Lists, and this is where your default playlist is. So if no one's familiar with this, this is your main kind of playlist. You can kind of move your tracks around and stuff, but we're going to create a new one today. So we go to create track list. I'm going to name this, for argument's sake, R&B, let's call it beats. Let's just call it R&B. So then you will click on that. So you click on that once you've created it, and now you can add some tracks. So I'm just going to add some random tracks. Most of these are R&B, to be fair. So I'm going to add, say, I don't know how many that is, but I'm going to add that many, right? So we've added about 10 tracks there. Let's come back out of that. Then what you want to do is click on this pencil button and make sure it's set to public, and then you can add some artwork. I'm not going to do that today. In fact, actually, you know what? I'm going to add some artwork so I can actually show you what actually happens when you add the artwork as well. Let me just grab some artwork. This is just going to be some random artwork, so don't take no notice of this. Let's just bring that one in. So this has nothing to do with this track list, but so you make it public, click save, and that's you done, right? So you've made this track list. You can make as many as you like. So yeah, sorry, I'm just reading some messages there. Obviously, make sure you going through this, make sure if you have any questions, make sure you ask them and put them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer the questions for you. So we've created this track list, right? We've got the image on there now. Just to go back, you want to make sure it's public, and you also want to make sure you save it. So you can go back in and change the name if you want. You can also click this featured thing, but I want to come back to this and show you where that shows up later on, and what's cool about that. So I click save, and now we're going to head over to my ProPage. So to get to your ProPage, you can either type it in on the search bar, or you can click on this. Now I'm going to have to stop sharing my screen again so I can go back, and in fact, let me just to make this a lot easier, I am going to make this, I'm going to feature that now, and then I can show you where that just saves me going backwards and forwards. So let me just unshare my screen again, and then go back, share my screen again, share screen. Hey, what's up? There we go. So hopefully you guys can now see my screen. Cool. So now on my ProPage. So yes, so basically, so the track list, right? So what happens here, now you've add this track list, there's two places you can access this, right? So you can go to, so this is your main default list. So if you go to beats up here, or whatever you've named this up here, you'll now see that this other column has appeared. So you can now click on that, and as you can see, now R&B beats has shown up. So now if I click on that, so this is the track list I've created. So you can create as many track lists as you want. Click on that, and there you go. There's all the tracks in that playlist. Right, so you can see how useful that can be, right? Really, really cool. You can also copy and paste the actual URL, create a short URL out of it, and use that for all kinds of really special stuff. You can use that to promote that specific track list, and it's really, really cool. I know you can already do that on the marketplace, but what's really cool about doing it on the ProPage is that it's only your content that's on there, so people can't get sidetracked and be listening to and looking at some other people's content, right? So you've got this track list here now, which is really, really cool, so you can direct people to that. That red duvet beat you got there. Thanks, Buffer, I appreciate that. So yeah, so what will happen is, if the more lists you create, obviously they're all going to show up here. I'll go back and maybe create another one so you can see it show up. Now the other cool thing about this is you can actually have this, going back to what I said about that feature checkbox, you can actually now have this featured on your ProPage. So you can have a track list showing up on your ProPage, and I will show you exactly where it shows up. So what you would need to do is to log into your ProPage, so you get the customization option. Click on customize, and then scroll down to where is it? Homepage sections, and then you'll see a new section pop up here called track lists. So mine is already enabled, but if you see it like that, you'll just basically enable it, publish it, go back to your main page, and then you'll scroll down, and you should, for some reason, I don't know why that's not appeared, but it should show up at the bottom. So let me just go back. Not sure why that didn't appear, but that should appear. So this should actually appear now. But I'd done this earlier and it worked perfectly. That's really strange. It's making me out to be a fool now. It's not actually working. So basically what should happen, yeah, refresh the page is a good idea. Thank you. That should actually show up now. Hopefully. No. What is going on here? Oh, you know what? Maybe I did not feature it. Let me just go back and double check. You have to make sure that you've featured it. Wasn't featured. My bad. Wasn't featured. I thought I had already featured. So I'll go back and show you what you need to make sure that you do for this to actually show up. Yeah, exactly, Cloud9. Yeah, you need to actually check that. I thought I actually did, but obviously I didn't. I made a mistake there. So that should now technically show up if I refresh the page. Something's going really funny here. Oh, let me go back. This is making me look really stupid right at the moment. There we go. Boom. It shows up. So as you can see, that is a really cool feature that I don't think people are aware of. So I was really excited when I found out about this. Being a producer myself, I thought this could be really useful. And I really wanted to share this with you guys and girls. So from there, basically, if I'm going to just log out, because I'm going to leave that one on there now. You click on that and that will basically take you straight to that track list. And there you have the link that you can use to do whatever you want to do with it. Share that link with your clients, pull it into some email marketing. You can use that for advertising. You can advertise to that specific link, which is really cool. And I'm going to create another one just so I can show you, you know, how they pop up once you've created another one too. So let me go back and unshare my screen. This is the only thing about going backwards and forwards again. Let me share my screen again. So I just want to show you and go back and make sure you know what you need to do. So we're back here again. So as you can see, that's obviously that was the track list that popped up and populated. So what you needed to do, and what I made a mistake and what I didn't do, was you click on these three vertical dots here and you click on edit, and then you'll need to make sure that you click that featured button there, that checkbox, which is that one there. And you also need to make sure it's public. Once you check that featured box, if you've not featured it, you need to also make sure that you click save. Okay, so previously they was only available on Blaze players. I'm going to speak to the team and ask them to get them to change that, because obviously it's now available on ProPage as well. So yes, so now let's create another one just so you can see how it shows up on your ProPage. What is going on today? This is making me out to be, I think it's because I logged out. I don't know what's happened here. It's logged me out. Okay, let's log back in. Three to 5 days. I'm going to answer some questions quickly whilst we're waiting for that to work. How long does it take to distribute a track to all stores? I have waited for around 3 to 5 hours and it still says pending. Can you do me a favour? Can you reach out to support@beatstars.com? I'm going to put it in the chat. And just reach out to them and they'll be able to help you and assist you. Just put the email in the chat there. So if you have any issues with distribution or any other issues that you've got, please feel free to reach out to that email and they will be able to assist you. Let's go back to track list again. Just going to refresh my page because it seems to be playing up a little bit here. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Yeah, some issues going on here. So what's happened is, unfortunately, our team has done a release whilst I'm on live, which unfortunately is a little bit unfortunate. So if any of you guys have got any questions whilst we're trying to fix this issue, please feel free to say some stuff in the chat. If any of you guys and girls have got any questions. I really apologise about this. I was excited about this show today. Unfortunately, let me just try this again. When are the summits? So the summits are it's on August the 5th to the 7th. So it's a 3-day event. If you go back and watch the beginning of this show, it will actually show you in the show at the beginning of this video, sorry. I briefly spoke about it, and I showed you how you can sign up, you can RSVP, and all sorts of cool stuff. And there's a little YouTube video that you can watch, and it kind of explains to you what the summit's all about. Cloud9 is in the chat. He can actually reference how good the last show was, so make sure you guys definitely tune in. Unfortunately we're having some technical errors here, so I may have to make a decision to cut the show short and speak to the team to see if we can get to come back a little later. I'm going to just try and refresh some stuff to see if I can get this to work. My apologies. Where are we? So I'm just going to go to preferences and clear my cache and stuff. Just going to try some things to see if I can get it to work. Sorry about this, guys. Hopefully we can get this back up and running, and I can go back through what I was just showing you. But hopefully, even if we don't get to do that, I may repeat this again, because I think it's a really cool feature. I've obviously briefly gone over it, so you can probably go back and watch this video again and see that cool feature that I mentioned to you on the ProPage. Let's go through the chat and see what I can see here. Executive decision. No needs prior. Thinks I want to use. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just logged me out of my account. It's caused some issues here. Does BeatStars use an algorithm to rank producers and tracks? Unfortunately, I mean, there will be some kind of algorithm on the back end, but that's not public information, unfortunately. BeatStars Summit took me from 0 to almost 2k a month. I'm aiming for 5k a month, second quarter of 2021. Congratulations, Cloud9. Yeah, we were speaking about that earlier, and it's really, really cool. And that's why we do these live shows, and that's why we do these summits and all these kind of things, to really help you guys kind of hone in onto your your content and see you guys and girls succeed, because that really drives us even more. So that's why we do these live shows, and that's why we want to show you these really cool features. Because there is a lot of stuff on the BeatStars platform. There is a lot of stuff that goes on in the music world that, we have a team of really talented people and real knowledgeable people that can show you some really insightful stuff. And Cloud9 is just a typical example of someone that's put that to use, and now he is seeing some really, really good success. And again, just going back to what I said, this drives us forward even more. This makes us want to, show you guys and girls more information and see more of you succeed. So, take it from people like Cloud9, and there's a lot of other people too that have also seen some success from watching these live shows. listening in and taking on board what we're saying and advising you, because this information that we give is really, really insightful. Me as a producer myself, you know, I sometimes come across things, and I'm learning from it too. So just speaking to you guys, I'm learning from it too. So it's really, really cool. To definitely see, you know, you guys doing some crazy stuff. And we appreciate you. You know, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you showing up to these live shows. We appreciate that you're putting the hard work in. We appreciate that you're taking on board the information that we're providing. And we know that that information is not going to waste, right? So I'm just going to see if I can get this to work again. Let me see if it's going to work. Yay, we're back up and running. So yeah, if you go over to our Twitch channel, you can see, you should be able to see some people. I think the majority of people on Twitch, there's some people in Periscope, there's some people on YouTube. So basically these streams go out to pretty much every platform you can think of. So it's Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. So you can kind of go around all these different platforms and see all different people and communicate with all these and network with all these people. I, fortunately enough, can see everyone that's coming from everywhere, so that's kind of really cool. So yes, so we're back up and running, thank God. So I'm going to go back to what I was doing. So you basically saw me create some track lists, right? So I'm hoping that we can continue doing this, and hoping I don't have any bugs. Thanks, Cloud9, I appreciate you. Yeah. So we're going to go back and create another track list, so you can see what it looks like when you've got a couple showing up and what you can do with those. So you can already see that once you've created the track list, again, you can use that URL link. You can probably also create a short URL link as well, and use that for all kinds of different things. Like I said, you can use it for email marketing, you can use it for advertising, you can just use it to send out to your clients. Really, really cool. I personally really think this is a really great feature aimed at ProPage, mainly, because you could do this before with Blaze players. I know a lot of y'all have ProPages, so you know, I'm really excited about this feature. I'm really stoked that I came across it and I was able to share it with you guys. So let's go back and create another one. Got my fingers crossed that it's going to work. Yes, it seems to be working right now. So I'm going to create another one. So let's call this one Hip Hop Beats. What's up, Jack Cliff? You came in at a good time because we was having some technical difficulties a second ago. I can't even say it properly. So we're going to create a hip hop one now. So I'm going to click on that. Click on Add Tracks. Again, I'm just going to go down the bottom because I know I haven't added these yet. You can also get really experimental with these, naming them. So for argument's sake, just to give you an idea of what you could do, and it was something that Mike kind of enlightened me about earlier, you can also create track lists based on BPMs. So if you've got, say, 10 tracks that are all at 70 BPM, you could call the track list 70 BPM beats, right? And now you can then send that track list out to your clients. They can come back to your ProPage. They can see all of your tracks that are at 70 BPM. So you can see this kind of feature is endless. Like, you think outside of the box and things that you can do with this. It's so cool. I'm so excited and so stoked about this feature. It's really, really cool. So we've created, we've added some tracks in there. Now we're going to make sure we feature it this time because we didn't do that before, and that's where we had the issue. We've made it public. Let's grab another image just for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to do this one. Again, these are just random images. I'm just grabbing some images off my hard drive. Wait for it to load up. Click save. Boom, job done. Let's go back to our track list again, make sure it populates. As you can see now, it's populated. Want to make sure that we've definitely featured it, make sure it's saved. Looks all good. Let's unshare my screen a second. Stop sharing screen. There's a lot of go back and forth today, but I really want to highlight this to you, so just bear with me whilst I'm going backwards and forwards. So you should now see my pro page. Let's go back to the main section again. So you go to, as I said to you earlier, you go to Beats, you'll see this default playlist, and now you can see we have another one that's populated. So now we can see that you've got hip hop beats populated, right? Which is really, really cool. Go back to there, scroll down to where the track list is featured. So you need to make sure that you've clicked the featured box for this to show up. And there we go. We have now got the 2 featured track lists there, which is really cool. Now you can click on them, takes you straight to your track list, which is really, as I say, this is such an amazing feature that you guys, I feel, are going to really get some good benefit from using that. So does anyone have any questions about that track list? Please put it in the chat if you have any questions about that. Exactly. So it doesn't necessarily, as Cloud9 says, it doesn't necessarily have to be, or it doesn't necessarily have to be based on a specific genre. You can also do it, as I said, on BPM. You can also maybe do it by artist as well. If you have, like, I don't know, some people, some producers in the BeatStars community might have 100 beats. 20 of those could be based around one specific artist. So if you have, I don't know, say you have 10 tracks that you've tagged as Bryson Tiller, say, right? So you can then create a Bryson Tiller track list, right? So it's endless. You can do it also, as Cloud9 says, you can do it by mood. So you can do it by summer, dark, just some examples there, sad, guitar beats, the thing's endless. So get your brains working, think outside the box. There's so many different uses for this. And then again, going back to what I said, okay, no worries, Cloud9. Going back to what I said, you can then use that to do whatever you want to do with it, because it gets its own personal URL. So you can then promote that. You promote that using advertising. You can send it out through email marketing. You can also just send it out to people, your clients, previous clients, and stuff like that too. So it is a really, really cool feature. Definitely a really cool feature. So that's basically what I wanted to show you with regards to the Pro page today. I mean, for anyone, I'm kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but for anyone that's not familiar with a Pro page, this is what a Pro page looks like. And you get the Pro page with the unlimited subscription, which is $19.99 a month, or it's $179.95 for the year. So I think it ends up working about $15 a month. You save around 25% if you take it out over the year. And I think that goes the same with the marketplace subscription as well. So basically, yeah, you get the Pro page subscription. This is what you get. You get access to this fully customizable Pro page. So whilst we're on my Pro page, we might as well take you through some of the customization options that you can do. So this is like the pop-up that you can have pop up. This is something I highly suggest that you do. It's something that's worked really well for me. You can see I've kind of trying to entice people in there by telling, you know, visitors that if they sign up, they will get 5 free beats. So that's really cool. And I've also kind of used that concept over here with the Facebook Messenger as well, which is something that you can integrate in with your ProPage, which is really dope. Just going through some questions. Yeah, so I've logged in. I can now go ahead and customize my ProPage. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm just going to click this off. As you notice, if you highlight over a certain section, you can see some of these submenus come up. So you can see main background, which will be this. So this is where I have my video playing, my short video playing. You can add some images, can turn the video off. And there's all sorts you can dim stuff like that too. So that's basically, I'm just going to briefly go over some of this stuff. And as you can see, as you highlight over certain parts, it will then allow you to customize that specific section, which is really cool. This is a fairly new feature too. And as you scroll down, you'll see again you can customize colors in the specific license section. You can do it also with the merchant side. So whatever sections you've got that are enabled that you can customize directly from that specific section, which is really good, because it can get a little bit confusing. I must admit, it can get a little bit confusing when you go into the main menu and you click on colors and you're kind of not sure exactly what you're customizing. So now you can customize per section, which is really good. So that's kind of the basic. I mean, as you can see, go ahead and go through and check some of these customization options out. As you can see, there is a lot there. I believe Jamil is possibly going to be working on a tutorial video on a full customization of ProPage. So these sessions that we do at BeatStars Academy, they're only an hour long. So the customization on a ProPage is a lot to take in. So I don't want to kind of fry your brains today by taking you through all of the different parts that you can customize, but most of these are pretty straightforward. A typical example, audio visualizer color, it's only giving you 2 options there. One's going to be the main color that you see there, and the other one's going to be the progress color. So as your track's playing, you will see that changes color. So that's just a typical example of something that you can actually customize. And we're always looking for ways to bring new customization options to you guys. So always make sure as well, feel free to reach out to us. If you have any ideas and you have any feature requests, make sure you reach out to us. I mean, we're always already kind of ahead of a lot of people, and we've always kind of trying to be innovative and kind of thinking up of ideas that we feel that you guys are going to benefit from. But it doesn't hurt for you guys to reach out to us and give us some ideas, right? So make sure you reach out to us if you have any ideas for feature requests and stuff like that. You can reach out to us to the email that I said that I previously pasted into the chat. So we've got about 20 minutes left of the show. So whilst we're on ProPages, I'm going to go through, I'm going to grab some ProPages and I am going to review some. So every week on these BeatStars Academy shows, for around about 15 minutes towards the end of the show, anyone that submitted ProPages for us to review, we're going to review them for you, just take you through some of our ideas and things that maybe we can, some that point out some good things about ProPages, and also some of the things that we feel that you can improve on. Just from experience, I mean, don't take this knowledge as gospel, but this is just, where do you submit? So I'm going to, good question, Ascension. So I'm going to grab you the link for that. I'm just going to grab you the link for that. So you can go to beatstars.world and you can find the specific BeatStars Academy show tab, and then you can submit there, but I'm going to grab you the link. Excuse me. So I'm just dropping the link in the chat. It's actually not letting me do it for some reason. Okay, let me add it on as a banner instead. There we go. There we go. So that's the link. For some reason it's not letting me comment in the chat for some reason. I don't know why. But anyhow, seems that we're coming across a lot of technical issues today. But that is the link scrolling across the screen there. So take a snapshot of that and feel free to head to there and you can submit your pro pages. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. So yeah, that's the link there. So let's go and grab a couple of, so whilst we're on some pro pages, got about 15 minutes left. So I'm gonna grab a couple of pro pages. So if the pro pages that I bring up, if you guys are in the chat, feel free to make yourself known. So I can see that it's yourself. Damn, having all sorts of issues today. Nothing seems to want to work. There we go. Right, let's grab this link. So the first one we've got up is Affy Avenue. So if I'm saying his name's wrong, make sure that you let me know too. I don't want to get your names wrong. Let's go back to the link where we was at. So this is Affy Avenue. Hopefully I said that right. So yep, this is another pro page. So obviously this is another person's pro page that I'm reviewing. So just on first glance, yeah, I mean, buy one get one free. That's that's really in your face, which is really cool. I really like that. You're giving people an idea that they can get a track free to start with, which is really cool. Yeah, I really like that. I see that it looks like maybe this is a little bit too big, so you can maybe rescale that a little bit. It's kind of cutting off your logo by the looks of it. And also I can see your visualizer. Maybe you want to change the color of that. Maybe have it white or something like that to go with your theme, or even red. We'll see you using red here. And then you can maybe have the black scrolling across as it plays, like the progress bar. I see that you don't have the pop-up there too, so I'd maybe think about looking into that, because that really works for me personally. Thanks Rock5, appreciate that, man. Yeah, for some reason I don't know why, some real technical issues going on today. It wouldn't let me actually put it in the chat. I didn't want to jump out because we're going to lose this live stream, so I just thought I'd put it across the screen. So I appreciate people helping out and bubble wrapping me here today. So also I can see that the Facebook Messenger is missing off here too. That's a really cool feature. Maybe I'm going to go one of these shows, I might go through that and show you guys how you can set that up. I believe there is a tutorial video on that, but again, we're updating all the videos. So Jamil's a member of our team is going to be going through those and re-updating it, because the platform has changed so much lately and it's constantly changing. So we want to make sure that we give you guys all of the correct information. So we've got BPMs. This is something that I always say every week when I'm reviewing these pro pages. Make sure you have these BPMs showing. It's really important that you do that for various reasons. You've got some free downloads there, which is really cool. Something that I always suggest doing. You have your licenses set up, which is really good. See that you haven't got one featured. So like I showed you where you can actually feature your track list, you can do the same with your licenses too, which is really good. Something that I do, and it's something that I see a lot of producers do as well with pro pages. And you can just like feature one that you feel that, like, maybe you have one specific license that seems to sell the most. You can kind of feature that, or one particular license that you want to promote more. If you feature that, it's going to kind of pop out a little bit more to the rest. So it's just kind of like grabbing people's attention, right? You have some sound kits. They're both free, so take note, people in the chat. You can get this. You can get Affy Avenue's some sound kits for free there, which is really cool. Go and check them out. Yep, you've got your YouTube section up there, which is really good. Damn. Gone back to my ProPage for some reason. Let's go back. I'm gonna have to grab this link again. Technical issue after technical issue today. We're back. Yeah, so overall I really like this. Other than those couple of things that I've pointed out there, with regards to your logo, your kind of, maybe you need to just scale that down a little bit, just so you can actually see it. I mean, if that's how you want it to look, that's fine. That's really cool. Because I can see you have it up here anyway. It's just kind of, damn, what's going on here? My apologies, guys. There we go. We're back again. It's going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Yes. So going back to this ProPage. Yeah. Other than those couple of things I pointed out, maybe having a pop up and having your Facebook Messenger show up there. Those are the kind of main things I would say here. But other than that, it's really good. Kind of really like the colouring too. It's kind of, you know, straight to the point, which is really good. Let's grab another one. So the next one that we're going to be looking at is called Def Beats the Plug. So if you're in the chat, make yourself known. Here we go. So Def Beats, you can see that's Def Beats up there, which is really good. Got a featured track up there. Again, they've chosen not to have the pop-up. Again, you know, this kind of stuff that I'm advising or saying here, this is just advice from experience, and it's not gospel. You know, it's not stuff that we feel that you need to do, because obviously these things are going to work differently for different people. So it's not like a kind of a one size fits all. These are just things that we're kind of suggesting that you try out, and because it could be a case that you might not be aware of these features, right? So it's cool for us to be able to, you know, advise you about these features and stuff that you might not be aware of, and that you can go and try them out and see if they work for you. So, yep, the pop-up and obviously the Facebook Messenger as well. These are kind of the two things I mentioned on the previous ProPage as well. I'm actually really liking this one because it's fairly clean. It's a really clean looking. Are you here on YouTube? And we're everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We are on Periscope, and we're also on Facebook. So we got the BPMs again, which is again going back to what I said earlier. This is something that we really, you know, we always harp on, that it's really important, because just to reiterate on that, or just to expand on that, I should say. A lot of people that visit the website, visit your page, visit the platform, generally are looking for tracks on BPM. So if you're not labeling your tracks with BPM in the metadata on the track editing section, then people are not going to be able to find you based on BPM, right? Because you've not put anything in. Same kind of thing with keys as well. You can search with a key on the track. It just doesn't show up on here, but it's really important stuff, because this is how people find content. This is how people find your tracks. So labeling them correctly, putting the BPMs in, putting your keys in as well. You know, this is really, really important stuff, so people can find you, right? So we've got the licensing info as well. So yeah, so again, there's not a featured one here. I would definitely do that. I would definitely highlight a specific license for sure. You got some buy one get one's free. That's something I didn't actually mention about the previous ProPage. They had quite a good bunch of bulk deals, which is really good. Something that I always like to see. They've actually got more as well if you click down more, which is good. And something else I missed off on the previous ProPage as well, which is really important with your licenses, to having these descriptions about what these licenses are offering. So your clients and customers, they can actually see what they get with that specific license. So, it doesn't have to be too much information. It could be very brief, just some bullet points. And that's kind of what they've done here. So kind of take note on this kind of stuff, For anyone that's maybe setting up their ProPage or thinking about getting a ProPage, or have a ProPage already and they are going to be revamping it or something like that. I'm in the process of revamping mine currently. So these are kind of all the things to think about. Services, mix and master. This is another cool thing about ProPage as well, is that you can feature some of these different other features that you can enable to get yourself out there more and offer other services, right? So you can do sound kits. You not only got your tracks, but you can do your sound kits. You've now, what you can see from the beginning, from earlier on in this video, or in this live, sorry, you can also, create track lists now, which is really, really cool. So there's so many really cool features about this ProPage. It's definitely worth having one, because obviously you can get all of this stuff with it. So you're catering to a lot of stuff here. So you've got, you're not only offering tracks to people, but now you're also offering mixing and mastering services, right? So people can see, oh wow, this guy or girl is also an engineer. I can get my beats engineered by you. So not only can I buy my beats off you, but I can also get my beats mixed and mastered by you too, which is really, really cool. And that's the really cool thing about ProPage, is it's hosting all of your content on there. So again, yeah, this is another really cool ProPage. Just going back to what I said, the pop-up, or you can have it as a static subscription form. So, but yeah, sorry, I should have maybe explained myself a bit more when I said the pop-up. The pop-up is a subscription form. So this is where you can get people to subscribe to get either their phone number if you have FanConnect, or if you have MailChimp or Aweber integrated, you can then collect their email as well. And then you can do some email marketing and stuff like that. So as you can see at the beginning of this tutorial, on my specific page, I had sign up for 5 free beats. So this is where I get their email. Then from that email, I'm sending them 5 free beats, and then I can send them some other stuff in the future if I like. So it's really, really cool. So having that pop up, I know I've said it a few times already, but I'm saying this because I just know from experience that it works really well for me personally. And I know a few other people that use it too, and it does work really well. And get creative with it. You can put it, in that description, whatever you want. And the same again with a Facebook Messenger. It kind of starts a conversation with your potential clients. If they're not already a client, they could end up being a client. So it's really important that you have this communication with them. So having that is definitely some key stuff. So yeah, so this is another really cool ProPage. Let's remove that from the stream because we're kind of at the end of the show now. So I just want to thank everyone that's joined in today. I know we've had some technical issues, so I really apologize about that. Unfortunately, sometimes these updates, they just have to be done at that point because it's ready to go. So unfortunately that caused us some issues. Doesn't normally cause us some issues, but unfortunately it did today. So I appreciate you being patient with me. Really do appreciate you being patient with me. And I really want to thank you for joining the show. And I hope that you did get some really good stuff out of this today, and you've learned some stuff and you can take that stuff away. These shows are recorded, so you can go back and watch them again. So they'll show up on YouTube. They will also show up on our Twitch channel too. So I've got some time for a couple of questions. So I was told consistency is key. So how many beats should be uploaded to YouTube and BeatStars a week minimal? Personally, I would say something that Mike Tramp actually mentioned in the community check-in in our previous show was having about 10 beats a week, 10 beats a month is a good number. So if you kind of work that out, it is kind of 2.5 a week. But I would say 2 to 3 beats a week is the bare minimum, I would say, to actually start seeing some engagement, for people to see some consistency. Think of it this way, right? If people keep seeing you pop up as you're uploading new tracks, uploading new content, stuff like that, the same goes with advertisement too, right? If you're consistently being seen by people, they're gonna start to see, okay, I keep coming across this person. It's your name is in their head, right? Now they're gonna keep seeing you. They're gonna start paying some attention to you and saying, there must be something about this person because I keep seeing them pop up. So then they check out your content and then they realize, okay, this content's really dope. And then they could end up being a potential customer, right? So I know a lot of people say this all the time, and I know it kind of gets spread around the producer community that consistency is key, but it is a really undervalued point. People don't really realize how valuable just having that consistency is. I didn't believe it at first when I first, because I'm a producer myself, but I then took on board, the what people were saying about consistency and how important it was, and how much difference it made after I actually had the consistency. I mean, for some people it's hard, I understand, if you've got full-time jobs and stuff, trying to keep up that consistency is fairly difficult. But maybe, if you're struggling with that a little bit, maybe create a whole load of beats and then be ahead of yourself to give yourself some breathing space, and and then like be uploading 2 beats a week. So if you're a person that is creating 5 beats a week, and that having trouble keeping up with consistency is hard, and some weeks you might not be able to create 5 beats, keep 3 of those back and then upload 2 beats, right, that week, and then you've already got 2 beats for the following week. It's more important to be able to be doing that each week or each month than it is to maybe bulk upload randomly, or maybe like upload once every now and again. Because again, going back to what I said, having people seeing you pop up all the time, it gets them, I'll keep seeing this person pop up. They start to then want to engage and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you took something away from that. So consistency is definitely key, for sure. So to answer your question, basically, yeah, consistency is really key. So this is about it for the end for today's show. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully we won't have the technical difficulties next week. Yeah, so we'll be back same time next week. BeatStars Academy show with myself, 3 p.m. EST. Again, if you want to go back and watch these videos again, you can find them on Twitch or our YouTube channel. Just want to thank everyone for coming in again today and being patient with me. Hope you took some gems away from this today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.